The overall point in detail concerning Saturn conjunct Venus is that this is the point, turning point, to where value becomes a realistic ideal, what we value. And as harsh as it sounds, as difficult as it is to swallow, it's as simple as this. What liberal females deem valuable is exactly what has temporary value. And you're going to have to learn to detox and detach from what they program the world to take as value. The superficial things of personality, looks, material things, going to places where you have to spend a whole bunch of money, status, competition, how you look on Instagram compared to everybody else. Only valuing yourself if you buy a bunch of stuff to put on yourself, which is futile because it's the opposite direction of self-acceptance. Unfortunately, it simply means you're walking away from foolish females' ideals of what reality was supposed to be and what was supposed to be valued in it. You're going the opposite direction of what females, attractive females with camera phones, tapping and snatching at the phone, have been using magic and witchcraft of the principle of their divine feminine nature, have been subjecting the people to become straight dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Simple and plain. And you're learning to find your way out of that. These unrealistic ideals and expectations as a man, if you're not making six figures, you failed in life. If you work a blue collar job, you failed in life. If you're the garbage man, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, you're a bricklayer, you're a carpenter, you put up drywall, you failed in life. Guess who didn't subscribe to these ideals? Okay? The illegal immigrants and immigrants, first and second generation, they didn't subscribe to these ideals. Interesting enough, they still value hard work. They still value putting on boots. They still value if they're putting up drywall, come home covered in white paint or whatever else. You get honor, you get respect for being a man. And as a blue collar man who goes into these construction worlds every day, I see it myself. That is the culture. It's the culture. Hispanic women, which doesn't mean that all of them are illegal, okay? It would be ridiculous to assume that, okay? Some may be, some may not. I didn't pull people's cards. But what I do know is that many of them are first and second generation. A lot of them can't speak a lick of English. I don't have no problem with that. But my thing is, I'm pointing at the culture. They have a very strong work ethic. Okay? And what they value seems to be in the right places. Latinos. And it's not just Hispanic men that go out to work and respect each other for it, but the women respect them for it, even while they are working next to them. I go on these construction sites and there are Hispanic women. I've never seen so many Hispanic women on construction sites in my life since the past 3 years. Hispanic women climbing ladders, painting, impacts and drills in their hands, working all type of, machinery and work boots on their knees and hanging off of stuff, harnesses on, swing stages and scaffolding, nailing, screwing and laying tile, all kinds of things. And what's interesting is these Hispanic women, they are still feminine. They are still sweet. They are still girly. But they have a beautiful balance of their grit and their femininity to where the grit serves their job, it serves their career. It doesn't get in the way of their relationship balance. They're able to gracefully show up as women, females. They wear their little tight jeans. They paint their little stubby nails. That they don't wear long nails. They wear little stubby. They cut their nails all the way down and they still paint them. They put their hair in a bun. You know what I mean? They ain't got to put all these extra hairstyles on. They put in a little bun or a scarf and put it under the hard hat and they show up to work. They sweating just like everybody else, in the cold just like everybody else, but they're not hardened from it. They're not angry. They're not bitter. They're not using it as an excuse of, oh, I could be in my divine feminine if somebody did something for me. No, they're doing for self. And their reality is very difficult in construction. Let me tell you, they can't do what men do, but what they can do, they do it without complaining. It's the culture. And African American females are the main ones who push the sick culture that we now have to get out of our blood. Entitlement, arrogance, narcissism, greed, materialism, false and extreme ideals of status that we have to obtain and achieve in order to feel like we are successful, to feel productive, to feel like we've made it in life, to feel like we're doing good in life. No. When I watch Hispanic people working and doing their thing together, they work as if they are successful, as if they have obtained something great, and they really have. Because guess what? Together they manifest the expression of Aquarius, which is we're here to do a service and we're content because I found myself valuable enough to offer a service and I take pride in it. That's the appropriate use of Leo, Aquarius, and Mars all in one. And as Americans, where is our attitude to produce the same thing? It's been contaminated by female counterparts who say you're not good enough if you paint. You're not good enough if you hang drywall. You're not good enough if you come home dirty every day. You're not good enough if you can't afford expensive cars and trucks. You look at the parking lot with these Hispanics that come to these construction sites. Everybody don't got an $80,000 car, a $100,000 car. Some people got 2000 models, 2005, 1999, little Toyotas and all kind of things. But you see the contentment in them, the peace of mind. And it's also not hard to see that their pride, their value is in family. Fifth house, their children. Look at how sick our culture has become. Idealizing what artists and celebrities have painted. And females have the loudest voices in making sure that that becomes the standard. Shaming and embarrassing anybody who doesn't show up to meet that standard while they themselves are not at that standard. They're wearing a costume every day of their life. The nails is fake, the brows is fake, the lashes is fake, the foundation on the face is fake, the hair is fake, everything is fake. The BBL, they are fake. This changes that. Saturn conjunct Venus, it changes it. Now we're letting go of the past timeline context of Venus that started at Obama's era, 2008, where Venus was conjunct Pluto, coming out of Sagittarius into Capricorn. And forward direction of Pluto in the new timeline was with the moon conjunct Pluto coming out of Capricorn into Aquarius, which signifies the maturity of the female principle. Understand. Some of these things I may say again as you listen on, as this particular intro was recorded at a different time of me compiling this message. So ask questions below if you need to. If you want a reading, reach out to me. You see the website described down below, www.theinfamousastrologist.com. Listen up and focus. Let's get to understanding. You heard? Venus, Saturn Conjunction. Venus, Saturn Conjunction. You already know I'm going to give you the real. Understand? First things first. Where's this taking place at? That's first of all. It's taking place in Pisces. Pisces. So the context of what we're dealing with is spirit. The context of what we're dealing with is spirit. This is a spiritual circumstance, a spiritual event. Now, let's ground it. Let's ground it so we don't go down foxholes. If this happens to be about relationships for you, 7th house Venus, or resources and material for you, 2nd house, it's still a spiritual context because all of it has to do with the contentment of the spirit through these things, through our relationship and association with these things. Based on what? Based on the ideal that we subscribe to. Based on ideals that we subscribe to. That is the key word, ideals. Understand? Based on ideals. When we're talking about Pisces, we're talking about ideals. Why are we talking about ideals? Because Pisces is neither material nor non-material. It's essence. It's where the transfer occurs of spirit into physics and physics into spirit. Understand? Therefore, Pisces is an ideal. What is Saturn doing here? It's getting us realistic about our ideals, first of all. It's helping us to place some type of structure, grounding, realism, pragmatic approach, sensible strategy to our ideals. Why? So we don't get too caught up in the gas, in the steam, the formlessness, the chaos of Pisces. The spirit having containment, order, structure, which casts form. It casts form. Listen to my words. Listen to my words. Venus conjuncting with Saturn, this brings two particular impulses, forces, themes together. Through Venus, I want you to consider that the ideals around your 2nd house, the ideals around your 7th house, the ideals that you have around your Taurus placement in your natal chart, your Libra placement in your natal chart, the ideals around the particular unique expression of your Venus natal position in your natal chart, all of this culminates together to bring about the meaning of this transit. And as it relates to Saturn, your 10th house and your Capricorn placement, it meets with the 2nd and 7th house, as well as the 11th house in Aquarius through Saturn. So there are 4 different contexts that are coming together. Through Saturn, let me review. Aquarius, the outer ring of Saturn. Capricorn, the inner ring of Saturn. 11th house and 10th house. It is meeting with the themes of 2nd house Taurus and 7th house Libra. These themes are being addressed. As it relates to Aquarius and Capricorn, it has to do with your infrastructure in life that produces your results, your strategy. As it relates to Aquarius, it has to do with your service that you are fine-tuned with, that you are adjusted to, that you have mastered, that you have gained competence in, that you have made yourself valuable to offer and leverage out to the world as a service. It's where you fit in this world and society productively as a citizen. And in doing that, you also are being a productive member of the kingdom of heaven. It is one and the same. Let's get this understood. Now, as Venus is approaching Saturn, what's happening is what you use to experience this reality are two things: people and resources. Second and seventh house. Second house including things that you value or people that you value. The seventh house dealing with relationships and individuals who help you to experience what you value in life. Because this is taking place at Pisces, what's being asked of us is, going forward, are we realistic in our ideals of what this should look like? Are we sober? Why does this have to be asked of us? I'm glad you asked the question. In the timeline before us, well, behind us, it was based on the forward direction of Venus conjunct Pluto out of Sagittarius into Capricorn. The timeline that we are in now is the Moon conjunct Pluto out of Capricorn into Aquarius. These are two different timelines. The timeline forementioned, which began with the Obama era, 2008, it was subjecting us to a reality that had the likeness of a teenage girl's mind and perception. And so nobody gets caught up in the feelings, because I got a lot of sensitive people out there, okay? I make a lot of people cry with my content. Venus and Mars are equals in this crisis. And that Venus represents the teenage girl in its consciousness, and Mars represents the teenage boy in its consciousness. Neither of them are the mature of divine masculine and feminine. Understand? And they both have their vices. So for the people in the back that's constantly crying, oh, you picking on girls, that's a tissue so you can blow your nose. Understand? I'm reading what the fuck the heavens is saying, not attempting to win friends and fans. I don't give a shit about that. So anyway, Venus conjunct Pluto, this is when we all were subject to the thinking, the perception of teenage girls. Delusional, unrealistic. The ideals that we have are far out of touch with reality. We're unable to see our value in comparison to other people's value. You got to buy a bunch of Mr. Potato Head bullshit to put on your head and your face to feel valuable. You're superficial, you're fake, you're phony. You're ungrateful for what you have because you're constantly swiping and comparing yourself to other people's achievements and status. You're out you're out for a status and a place in career, a status in money, a status in relationship, but there's no sincerity in the spirit. It's all for the gram. It's all for show. It's all for the turn up culture. Look at me, notice me, validate me, like me. Make me feel like I'm popping. Make me feel like I'm important. Make me feel like I'm a superstar, like I'm a celebrity in my own right. Make me feel that way. Aspirations for artful ideals. Attempting to make art of your personal relationships. Attempting to make art of your financial status. Instead of finding gratitude and the value in what you have been blessed with and what is destined and portioned for you, instead you are dissatisfied because you are striving for that which actors and artists have shown you as an ideal to attain, but yet it is unrealistic and unattainable for you. You're broke, living in the projects, got a beat up ass 1999 Toyota outside, but for some reason in your head you think it's a good idea to buy Louis Vuitton this, and Versace that. I can't associate with somebody who ain't rich. I don't want to deal with nobody who got a 9 to 5. You become delusional. Feminism and liberalism through Venus conjunct Pluto in the last timeline that started during the Obama era is what we are undoing. It's what we're dressing out of. It's what we're detoxing from. We're getting away from it. We're letting it go. So this is not personal attack on the female. For the people in the back who keep crying and snotting. It's what the fuck the heavens is saying, whether you want to accept it or not. Because I'm not here to look for fans and friends. I'm able to say the truth. Unlike many people out there who are waiting on a check so they sell the truth. Understand? I don't get a check for this. Whether you like me or not, I get to be exactly who the fuck I am. Understand? So I'ma say it, nigga. This is about the culture of feminism and liberalism burning the fuck down, finally coming down, ending, and getting the fuck out your blood, getting it, detoxing it from your genetics, from your DNA, purifying yourself from the thinking of immature delusional females, from the ways of immature delusional females. What was this all about? The fact that females project witchcraft and magic onto the world, subjecting them to the spells through the lust and the feminine principle, to where nobody is in reality with themselves or the life or the generations or what they are putting and programming in the blood, and the children have to bear the burden of those curses generation after generation. But the female is not designed with the strength and integrity to be able to stand accountable to that which she is pushing out to the world. This is undoing magic and curses through and witchcraft through the Venus principle. The past timeline. These curses work as simple as you're always fucking laughing and giggling as you rock people to sleep. You're laughing and giggling as you, promote, enable, support, infiltrate wicked agendas. You laugh and giggle as you promote abortion. You laugh and giggle as you promote promiscuity. You laugh and giggle as you promote girls are never being themselves, and little girls aspiring to put on wigs and lashes and all this other stuff. Self-hatred, toxic behaviors. Pookie Ray Ray, all the way to you 45. Now you think you deserve some fine gentleman to take care of you. Laughing and giggling as you make it okay to have baby after baby with this father, that father, that father, that father, that father. The spirit of feminism, the wicked Jezebel spirit, liberalism is being addressed, is being undone. And the witchcraft that went with it, that laughed and giggled as the spell was being placed over. You're looking at butt cheeks, you're looking at titties, you're looking at ass, and you can't use your fucking head. You can't use your wisdom. You can't use the heights of your consciousness because you are subject to lust. This is witchcraft. So a lot of you dudes out there is super simping, enabling and promoting it, and you are worse than these females. You are worse. The simps are even worse. You are the worst thing that God ever created. This is the timeline where we're seeing through that illusion. Look at Israel and Gaza, the Zionist state and Palestine. Now people see through the bullshit. People see the truth for what it is. This is where the timeline splits, where the magic and the witchcraft no longer works on the people. Listening to females on Instagram, listening to females who pretty themselves up, turn on the camera and hit the record button and start rocking your ass to hell, taking your ass to the hellfire. By every word that comes out of their mouth, they take you straight to the hellfire as they laugh, as they show you titties and ass, as they pretty their face up and move the camera, can't even hold the camera stable, all over the place in it. And the number one person who does it is an African-American liberal female. I don't apologize. I don't give a fuck who don't like me saying it. I don't give a damn. Hate me, nigga. I'm saying it. And I'm saying it with veins popping out my neck. Fuck out of here. Like I'm going to apologize about what the fuck is true. Nigga, you deal with that shit. Fuck out of here. That's who's doing it. And that's who been fucking doing it. And it's the you-ish behind them, who they are not wise enough to see, set them up to do it. The story only repeats itself. Eve took the fruit in the garden, and here she is. She took the fruit again and cast all of humanity down to fucking hell. And Adam has to come along to answer for it. So that's why I got the right to speak with veins popping out my fucking neck. I represent Adam. I'm a man made in the image and likeness of God. Because who did God ask for after Eve fucked up? He asked for Adam. Adam, where art thou? He didn't say, Eve, where art thou? He said, Adam, where art thou? Because that's the head, that's the captain, that's the lead, nigga. Fuck out of here. Men have to clean up the bullshit that women create when they lack understanding in their delusion. They're like fucking kids in their delusion. When they are in their delusion. Like fucking children. It's not what they mean to do. It's what they can't help but to do. It's their nature. I wish I would give a fuck about who liked me saying it or not. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. So anyway, this timeline has us to clean the blood. Pisces, we're cleaning the blood. So to clean the blood, you have to denounce your worship of Lucifer. Who does Lucifer come through? Lucifer comes through Venus, the fallen star, the light bearer, the one who bears false light. And by the African-American female, Lucifer was able to spread his magic, sorcery, and witchcraft out throughout the world. Because it starts here in America. Everything starts here in America. And anything that starts in America culturally starts with African-American males and African-American females. There's nobody who can refute that. Nobody. As an African-American male, we own the hearts of all the children. As African-American females, they own the attitude of all women. Understand? I know what the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. And I'm not bitched up where I gotta apologize for it. A lot of you niggas out there gotta get a fucking spine. I swear to God. Walking around here, walking on eggshells, scared of what the fuck a woman is gonna say. Where's your nuts, nigga? Fuck out of here. This is what the fuck is going on. Liberalism has fallen. Feminism has fallen. As Venus comes into Saturn, there's questions. From here on out, how are you going to meet your goals through being realistic? How are you going to meet your goals through being authentic? How are you going to do so without use of manipulation, without use of your sexual energy, such as through witchcraft, which is to seduce a person? Seduction. This is all over the headlines with seduction. All over the headlines. Females are running a damn muck. How will you get where you're going without using somebody, without abusing somebody, without taking advantage of somebody, without catching a free ride and then burning the person? Marrying them just so you could divorce them later on and take all their shit and walk off into the crowd where you know on the internet it's going to be some ass girls who going to clap for you and celebrate your divorce. This is how sick African American females have become. They started this culture. They push this culture. They condone this culture. They enable this culture. They promote that culture. And they don't want nobody saying nothing about it. But I am. Coming into Saturn, how will you achieve your ideals? How will you meet your ideals? Through Saturn. Integrity, grit, accountability, discipline, order, structure, obedience in your life, temperance, minimalism, being grounded to the reality of your circumstance, what you have, what you don't have, and what you need to do to achieve it without using and exploiting other people. How will you achieve it? Through the 10th house, which is your character. How can you improve your character to gain access? What's the opposite of that? DEI. What did DEI come through? It came through Venus, liberalism. It came through Venus, feminism. African American females were not the ones who benefited from the most. African Americans were not the ones who benefited from the most. People of color of other nations benefited from it most. But it's African Americans who are supposed to benefit from it the most. However, in our community, it was African American females who benefited from it the most. And all government policies, benefits, allotments, any type of bills that are passed, anything to celebrate of the so-called black community, the appropriate context for that, according to the social engineering, applies only to African American females and their daughters, not even their sons. The black community politically and socially has nothing to do with African American males. We have always been excluded, and we still are excluded from what that means. So when you see black women fighting for black people's rights, arguing for black people's rights, throwing a race card around, pro-black civil rights, and all these other things, such as Jasmine Crockett and so many others who are pretending to be black power activists and all this other stuff, Black Lives Matter. This is for rainbow people, effeminate black males, the transformer community, black women and their daughters. It excludes males. And a lot of you niggas out there is too fucking dumb to even realize that. You're too fucking dumb. How long you gonna be dumb, niggas? How long are you gonna be just fucking dumb? When are you gonna be intelligent? When are you gonna be smart? When are you gonna be aware of what the fuck is going on in your world? Walk around, no, you just stop being fucking dumb, nigga. It's sad, it's frustrating. You can't just walk around fucking dumb. You can't do that. You gotta know things. You gotta know what the fuck is going on. You gotta use critical thinking. See through the illusions. Venus meeting Saturn, it's a cultural shift. Oh, well, how do you know that? Mars is in Cancer and retrograde. Anytime Mars goes retrograde, there's a cultural shift about to take place. And the cultural shift is in Cancer. The inner self. The inner self. The culture that we govern ourselves by. The culture that we identify with. It's not like talking points. separate talking points such as the Mars retrograde in Gemini that took place 2022-2023 when Elon Musk purchased Twitter, which was the beginning of the civil war context that has plagued the entire world. That's ethereal. This is emotional. It is of the soul. Pisces is of the spirit. There's a different context. The soul relates to the moral security compass of the inner being that finds its security in the cultural agreement with those around them as a community. And Mars is resetting that according to what is authentic and true, because Mars deals with that which is authentic and true. Aries, Scorpio. You do not get more authentic than Scorpio. Well, Taurus also. That's more sincerity. But Scorpio is married to the instincts. Understand? But this is a cultural shift. And the cultural shift is we're not following the ways of feminists no more. We're not following liberal ideas no more. We're not following black women's big ass fucking mouths all over social media. We're not listening to them as they tap the camera with their long ass nails and the pretty up hairdos, rocking everybody to sleep, making them dumb as a box of fucking rocks as a result of listening to their ass. We're not doing it no more. We're waking up. We're paying attention. We're going our own way. We're going to make life make sense, and we're going to be realistic about it. The cultural standards are changing. No, you're not a loser if you're not a millionaire. No, you're not a loser if you don't have six figures. No, you're not a loser if you don't wear Louis Vuitton and Versace. No, you're not a loser if you are an entrepreneur. Yes, you are a real man if you work a blue-collar job, if you put on boots every day when you get up, if you till the ground, you lift up bricks, you turn wrenches, you climb scaffolds, you sweat at the brow to earn your dollar. Why are you listening to African-American females who tell you a degrading ideal of yourself just because you work a 9-to-5, because you're a blue-collar man? You allow African-American women to tell you that you're not worth, you don't hold value, because you don't fit their lustful ideals of what they feel entitled to have, while they themselves don't feel entitled to be themselves, making the beauty industry rich with billions of dollars, purchasing wigs, lashes, and everything else, and anything it takes not to be themselves, anything it takes not to show who they really are, hiding behind Mr. Potato Head, and you listening to that? Meanwhile, conservative women, black, white, and every other culture and race, they cherish the men who till the ground. They cherish the men who put on boots. They cherish the men who turn a wrench, who pack their lunch every day and get in the vehicle they can afford to go work the job that makes them content and fulfilled to do it, and provide what they can provide for the family and make it work through their creativity and love. That's the other side. African-American females have volunteered themselves not to be a part of that successful reality. Their idea of success is unattainable, and it's an artful figment of imagination that they get from music videos, from celebrities, and from Instagram swiping. They're checked out of reality. They have distorted estimations of their own value. They do not have morals. They do not have values. They are godless. The liberal ones. Their children are terrorists. Their daughters are little whores. Can't find daddy. This is the sickness, the generational curse, the muck, the filth that has to be cleaned up. It can't go with us. It can't come with us. This is the stop sign right here as Venus comes conjunct to Jupiter, which says this is the end of the gravy train. Where you feel like you're entitled to something, DEI, oh, you're a black woman, so you should get this position. You got a vagina, so you should have access. Girl, you deserve. Girl, you deserve. Bitch, you don't deserve shit except for what the fuck you work for. That's what you deserve. That's what the fuck you deserve. Only that is what the fuck you deserve. The entitlement is over. This ends entitlement. If you want your second house to look a certain way, you will work for it. If you want your seventh house to have a certain kind of status, you will work for it. And the seventh house, as you know, it is through character. Through character, you attract certain levels of relationships. Through emotional purification, you attain higher levels in relationships. Second house, your values. What do you value? Getting realistic about what you value. How valuable is it to watch your children grow? How valuable is it to work for something, purchase it, and know that you work to obtain it? Not going to the bank and putting yourself in debt to have the illusion of being at a status that you're not even at. And then when you get there, you're not even content with that because you're still swiping through Instagram and everything else and listening to other females who are telling you that you're still not there yet. Degree after degree after degree after degree, and you still got low self-esteem. Degree after degree after degree. And you still out here just like the girl who work at Foot Locker, just like the girl who work at Taco Bell, who got 3 baby daddies. You still fucking up doing the same stupid shit that one's doing. So obviously, college does not educate you. It only trains you because you're still the same. You're the same as the one who didn't go to college. You have the same reality as the one who didn't go to college. You have the same crisis as the one who didn't go to college. Same relationship status as the one who didn't go to college. College cannot save you. It cannot educate you. It trains you. If your daddy didn't give you critical thinking growing up, college is not getting ready to give it to you. No, it's not. It's only going to condition you and train you. Godspeed to you. This ends the simping mentality. The Captain Save-A-Hole mentality. Venus conjunct Saturn. Don't save her. Don't save her. The bitch can get it herself because she fought to have equal opportunity and striving for whatever she wants in these United States Corporation of North America. She fought for that. And she got it. And she got more than the man did. So how the fuck your dumb ass look out here trying to save these females? Get it together. Get a grip. Get realistic. On a personal level, Pisces is where, again, we've had karmic trials, test examination concerning what we fear, what we're intimidated by, what seems cloudy as a perception of what we're trying to call in. And it's where we're getting to know that there was nothing behind the fear, that the fear wasn't real. It was all an illusion in the first place. What are people going to say about me? How are they going to criticize me? If I become content with this, will people have something to say? If I choose this, will somebody have something to say? How many good men comes across women's table? But because he not going to make the good picture on Instagram, you pass him up. Because he don't give you the status that you want to have, because his beard don't look a certain way. He don't got the tattoos. He don't got the certain look and image. He don't dress a certain way. You pass up a man who could have been a fine example for your children, a father figure, a guide and containment for yourself, because you know you messy and chaotic and don't know what the fuck you doing. But you pass that up for a good time. You pass that up for a good picture. And then you curse yourself and you curse the children that come as a result of it, because 9 out of 10 times you have a baby with the stranger. You have a baby with the Saturday night guy who you don't even know the last name of, because this is the tradition in our culture, and the curse accelerates because you didn't even deal with the curse that you came with. So now you made another curse on top of that, and your children got double portion of curses to deal with, and you're selfish because you really don't give a damn about it. Nobody can say nothing to you. Legs open, don't say nothing to me. What's between your legs goes straight to the hellfire. And that's not even a diss. That's keeping it real. What's between your legs goes straight to the hellfire. There's no moral, no value, no virtue in the process of reaching what's between your legs. All you need is game and a damn image. That's all you need. That's all you need. You're not a woman. A lot of you. You're not. A real woman you have to become to gain access to her. You have to become. And becoming according to the past timeline ideals of man is rich. Entrepreneur, 6 figures, 6 feet tall. This is what we've been trained to value by females. The magic and witchcraft of females have subjected the people to the spell. And how we relate to value in 7th house, people, and value to 2nd house, resources, money, possessions. What's attainable for you, you turn your nose down on it because females keep pushing that witchcraft, that magic out into the atmosphere through the power of the feminine principle, telling you that it's not good enough. You're a failure. You're not a real man. But come to find out, if you can learn how to stop listening to them, because they 9 out of 10 times in worse shape than you are. They live in illusions borrowed from the bank. It's not real. And they're looking for a man to help them to pay it off, to help them to foot the bill, to help them to escape from the burden, to make sense of the reality that they have confused themselves in with all these kids with different fathers and confusion, chaos in the household, no religion, no culture. No discipline, no order, no structure. I know what's going on inside these households. Because guess what? I used to be the hoe that was running in them. So how the fuck you gonna tell me I don't know, nigga? I know what's going on in these households. I know. Can't nobody lie to me. It's chaos. And I call to witness the smoke detector. I call to witness the smoke detector that knows these females are chaotic and they have no room to talk at all. No room to talk. None of them. The doctor, the lawyer, the PhD, the master's degree, they all are the same. They are no different. College does not change the value of a woman. It can never change the value of a woman. She is still who she is, even with the degree. She puts on the front at work. She talks all proper, try to get her white girl talk on, pronounce her words all crispy, but she's still the ghetto ass bitch that she has been. Magic and sorcery fools people who are led by their desires. It fools people who have not ascended to the higher frequencies of their conscious. And anybody could lie to you, anybody could trick you, including them with the magic, the witchcraft, and their sorcery. And you, the dumbass nigga that don't want to rise to the high conscious enough to be able to see through these illusions that they continue to project onto you, and you find yourself in the pickle as part of the curse. You got to bid these bitches goodbye. Stop fucking with them. They'll take you to the hellfire and make you feel guilty about resisting it. Venus conjunct Saturn. What is your ideal right now that you have of where you're going concerning that Saturn place, that Pisces placement? Okay, let's back up. Pisces, where is that at in your natal birth chart? Where's that at in your natal birth chart? If you need help, you can ask the question right in the comment section. That's what I'm here for. I teach this. I help people with it. Understand? That's what God wants me to do. Right? So what house do you have Pisces? Whatever house that is, that's where you have a karmic timeline that's teaching you how to overcome fear and subconscious programming that you have been trampling over. Okay, subconscious programming. What's the signature and description of that? Look at your 12th house. That's the description of what that looks like for you. Okay, Venus in your natal chart. That's a description of what impulse of Venus, what the characteristic of the impulse of Venus looks like for you, your astral body. The characteristic of your astral body is in your natal Venus placement in your natal chart. That characteristic of your astral body is in communication with Saturn as we speak in Pisces, okay? Pay attention. And what Saturn is saying is, from here on out, I need you to be as realistic as possible. And I need you to set your goals and strategies according to what is attainable, because I'm going to assist you. I'm going to give you grit. I'm going to give you strength. I'm going to give you the character to obtain. Now, what happens when you don't have Saturn with Venus? What happens when you don't have Saturn with the opposite of Venus, which is Mars? You have a criminal. You have a criminal, okay? Pay attention. Follow me, okay? Saturn greeting Venus is to protect you, prevent you from making criminal of yourself in your pursuits. Because with Venus coming into his exalted place in Pisces, Venus is saying, I'm here with the resources, I'm here with the people, and I have the magnetism to pull it to you to resolve your issue. Now, fear is there. Because fear is there in Pisces, you could be attracting something that's not sincere, that's not true necessarily to your nature or authentic, because you're trying to be codependent. You're trying to be fearful. You're trying to answer to what other people's opinions might be of you, or escape criticism and judgment, so on and so forth. Okay, this is why we have to make sure that we're being authentic in that which we are attracting into ourselves. But Venus is there saying, I'm ready to open up the gates of the 2nd and 7th house for you, so that you can have the reality that you desire to experience. And the glory of Venus is the 5th house. The 5th house is the fruit of what Venus is always striving for you. So your 5th house is what that looks like for you. Okay. Now, what Saturn is saying is, without me, you're just a criminal. Okay. Venus becomes a prostitute without Saturn. She becomes a host looking for tricks without Saturn. She becomes a manipulator without Saturn. She wants DEI process for herself without Saturn. Hire me because I'm black. Hire me because I got a vagina. Hire me because I got half of a leg. Feel sorry for me. Oh, I'm a damsel in distress. Don't you want to take care of me? Don't you want to help me? No, you want to do it for your damn self. Help yourself, nigga. That's what Saturn is saying. Pick yourself up and help yourself. You look pathetic. Knock it off. Get yourself together. You gonna help yourself. Stop looking around for gravy trains. Stop looking around for suckers who's gonna bail you out. Yeah, that's what that's about. What this is also about is placing too much value on people and things. 7th and 2nd house. When you place too much value on people and things instead of that which people and things can help you to obtain, okay, through relationships of equal reciprocation, okay, and not manipulation, that is to be the focus, okay? Through other people, I could be a better businessman. I could be, more knowledgeable and aware of what can make me more productive in life. I can possibly connect with people and establish a family in a healthy way, a community in a healthy way, so on and so forth. 2nd house, if I have certain resources and certain things, I could live more responsible. I could host people in a more effective and promising way. I could do more for my children, my family. I could leave a legacy well intact for those who are coming behind me. So it's not about the object of people and things. When we focus on the object of people and things, now we're recreating the curses all over again, okay? Because you became obsessed with a person in your life instead of what it means for that person to be in your life. You became obsessed with things that you obtain or striving to obtain, and it made you materialistic instead of finding the satisfaction in what you have the capacity for. knowing that that is the experience that's destined for you and you are to find peace in it. Understand? Okay? So we're not here to get caught up in that. We're undoing the curse of Venus. We're undoing the Luciferic delusions and false light that we made ourselves attached to. We're undoing our decisions to step into the image and likeness of delusional teenage females, thinking like delusional teenage females. We're undoing it. We're changing the culture. This is going to have a big impact on society. A lot of people might say, oh, you're always talking about society. You're always talking about collective. Well, I'm here to keep it funky with you, right? My sun and Mars is conjunct in the 11th house, okay? That's why I always speak to the collective. That's why I'm always speaking to society, because that's what God taught me to see. Understand? Okay? So I see what's happening in timelines. I see what's happening with people, with society, with events, with politics, with the collective, with culture. I see what's coming with that. On a personal level, I go through Cancer and Venus, okay? Through Cancer and Venus, I'm able to get on a personal level and I pull off a divine feminine when I give you a personal reading. It's different, okay? So this is why I talk to the collective on my videos on this channel. But if you want a personal reading to know what that means for you, that's why I give access to everyone to get in touch with me so you can have a reading and know what it means for you in your personal life. And of course, I have a different tone, a different approach. I have to come from the divine feminine when I'm talking to you. I cannot talk to you in the same tone and energy personally during a reading. Okay? I draw up on my mother Yamiya. I drum up on my mother Yamoja so that she can guide me on how to reach you. Understand? I draw off of Oshun, Venus, okay? So that she can help me to relate to you. Understand? And paint the picture to you artfully. Understand that? So if you feel like I'm not, hitting the mark for you personally, well, it's not supposed to. That's why I open up for readings, okay? I can't give you every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can't just sit around with a fucking bowl and a spoon, just souping up every fucking thing. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just give you every fucking thing? You know what I mean? I give you the reading for the collective. You want it personal? Yeah, you need to get a reading with me. That's how that works. Understand? And when I give you a reading, it's going to be realistic. It's going to be personal. It's going to be full of details. Understand? And ain't going to be no dried up bullshit poetry. Understand? All right? You want that? You go out there to get that. They going to tell you what you want to hear. They going to tell it to you the way you want to feel. Understand? But anyway, collectively, what we headed for is sympathy is gone. All right? Sympathy is gone for individuals who upheld that shadow of Venus. All right, South Node Libra is over. It's done. Now society is looking at South Node Libra individuals, archetypes, in scrutiny. They're looking at them like, look at this nigga. Look at this fucking crazy ass bitch. Get this motherfucker out of here. That's how people are looking at that energy. Like, we don't want to hear it. Yeah, your DEI. Yeah, I know it's because I'm black. Yeah, I know it's racism. Yeah, you deserve the sun, the moon, and the stars. Yeah, you entitled. Yeah, you got a PhD. Yeah, he got to have 6 figures. Yada, yada, yada. People are tired of hearing that shit. It's somebody else's fault. And majority of this falls back to African-American females. I don't care who the fuck don't like me saying it, nigga. I'm going to say it louder. I'm going to say it to the vein pop in my fucking neck. Swear to God. Y'all niggas is scared and you know the fucking truth. I ain't scared. I'm saying it, and I'm saying it loud till my mouth get dry. Anyway. Conjunction, Venus, Saturn. What else we have going on here is, after this conjunction, what takes place is we decriminalize our approach, okay? and decriminalizing our approach, because when Saturn, for example, when Saturn's not with Mars, you use strength to oppress people. Okay? When Saturn is not with Venus, you use manipulation. Well, you use charm, magic, and witchcraft to seduce and manipulate people. Okay? That's the difference. But when Saturn is there, you use your character to get result. You go through due process to get result. Right? In other words, you as an able-bodied person, listen to my words, you as an able-bodied person will apply yourself to get results in your second and seventh house. That means through Saturn, your 10th house, and your Capricorn placement, you have to fortify it, you have to energize it, you have to perfect it in order to grant the wish of Venus, your astral body, all right? In the opposite direction, the second house and seventh house, you have to approach it with Saturn. Integrity, character, strength, rectitude, strategy, obedience, discipline, self-control, right? Respect for authority, knowing that there's always going to be due process and delays, setbacks. You understand? All these things. Character. Saturn develops your character. As you develop your character, fear starts to dissolve. The more you work on your character, the more fear that you dispel and push away, because you make yourself enabled, capable, which moves power, right? Because authority, Saturn, it moves power, Pluto. Okay? And Pluto being conjunct the sun around the same time, okay? Same time frame, 3 days out. Or is it 2 days, 3 days out, conjunct the sun? This is an hour of disillusionment that leads directly to empowerment, if you should have the resilience and courage to accept the truth, the reality of the situation concerning your ability and capacity to perform a service that gains you value in return, or that makes you valuable in the process, in a collective. Understand? All of this harmonizes and works together. And what is this all doing? It's programming the culture that you would take with you, which is being programmed at the Mars retrograde Cancer, the culture. Okay, that's culture that's downloaded. So all this is informing the culture. Now, how would this look like in society? Things are going to be cut back, such as food stamps, okay, Section 8 vouchering, okay, the welfare system. Lyndon B. Johnson's whole program is going to be peeled back to where able-bodied individuals are not going to be able to enjoy the same fruits. You are not going to get freebies and handouts. You're not going to get $800 of food stamps, and you're sitting your big ass 240-pound big burly back ass up here eating up snacks and shit, buying up junk and fucking diabetes and water in your fucking ankles and shit. No. All that's over. And you might say, hold up, that don't make sense because I go get food stamps right now. Okay, wait a little longer. I am never, ever wrong in my predictions, because guess what? It's not my predictions. I have the ability to read the planets. So I'm always right, because the planets are always right. It's coming down the pipeline. You are not going to be able to get food stamps as an able-bodied person, or it's going to be cut back and limited to where it's dissatisfactory for you to even sit your fat ass on it. Okay? How many people, how many females do we got walking around here 200 plus pounds with a big burly ass back and big ham hock ass arms, eating the fucking storm? These females are bigger than every man in the community. Big fucking walruses. Living good off the fucking land. For free. Meanwhile, laid back with legs spread wide the fuck open, making baby after baby for a tax increase. Baby after baby so they could jump the line and the Section 8 voucher. You can't fool me, because guess what? Nigga, I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto, nigga. I know how all this shit works. So how the fuck you gonna tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, nigga? I'm from the hood. I know how this shit works. Yeah, I'm a ghetto ass nigga. I know how all this shit works. Niggas can't fool me. You lay on your back having baby after baby because you know you got a safety net. You don't care for fathers in the life or not. You worried about the income tax. You worried about how far in the front of the line in NYCHA that you're going to be able to get into New York City housing. Well, I use NYCHA because that's where I'm from New York, whatever. But which stands for New York City Housing Authority, okay, or the projects. You're trying to jump the line, generation after generation, passing down that Section 8 voucher, trying to get your place into that apartment, into that building. So you're gonna have baby after baby, so that your profile can look more urgent than the next person's profile. So you can get more increase on your food stamps. So you can get more on your tax return. Meanwhile, the babies is cursed because you have selfish, greedy, materialistic, arrogant, narcissistic ideals that pass down generation to generation, because you're not the first one that did it. Your mama did it, and your mama's mama did it all the way back to the 70s. All the way back, you've been doing this. You've been cursing the babies with this. Alienating the fathers when he don't do what you want to do, or when he don't want your big burly back ass. Now you want to put him on child support. Bitch, he didn't fucking want you to start with. You knew it was a Saturday night. Y'all drinking, you got the Hennessy, the music playing, and all this other stuff. You don't even know his last name. Do you give a fuck? Nope. And then you move on to the next one doing the exact same thing. And you don't want nobody telling you nothing either. This is the standard in African American culture. Guess what? I'm a nigga. So how the fuck you gonna tell me what I'm saying is wrong? I know I'm right, because I'm from there. Fuck is you talking about? And niggas don't like me talking about it. They don't like me saying it, because it's the truth. That's why they hate me out there, because it's the truth. That's why they don't like me, because it's the truth. And this is the nigga shit that keeps fucking up our communities. This is what keeps us cursed. You got all these podcasts out here getting to the bag. Yeah, the black community. Yeah, the white man is doing this. A white man. No. Nigga, we the problem. And these are the conversations that we don't want to have about ourselves. And our females don't want to be checked. They don't want no order. They don't want no man over them telling them what the fuck to do. But really, in truth, a man telling them what to do will save their fucking life and their kid's life and stop these curses from passing down. That's really what they need. If you want them. Understand that. So this shit stops. You're not going to see this in society no more. You're not going to be able to lay up and have baby after baby knowing that there's a safety net there for you to just go down to social services or go online and file for it. Food stamps, WIC vouchers, Section 8 and all this other stuff. Increase in taxes, tax revenue because you got an extra child to claim. That it's a slick formula that does nothing but increase and spread the generational curses generation after generation, and it's passed down. It's like a skill. It's a skill passed down from mother to daughters on how to shit the system, how to lay on your back and have baby after baby with baby father after baby father not giving a fuck because everybody around you agrees with it. They, yes, girl. Listening to your female counterparts will curse your life. It'll send you straight to the hellfire. Women have to desire more for themselves, better for themselves. They have to desire a respectable image, reputation. They have to protect the collective image and reputation and not allow wicked and evil ideals to plague the image and reputation. Come to find out, they more of a danger to themselves than men are. What is you talking about? Misogyny. Misogyny ain't hurting you. To tell you the truth, misogyny will help you more than feminism will. Because through feminism, you're cursing yourselves. Terrible reputations. To consider having sex with you is like sitting on a public bathroom toilet seat without even putting toilet paper on it, nigga. That shit is nasty. Who the fuck has been in there? You don't know. You don't know whose bodily fluid's been up in there. Because ain't none of them virgins and ain't none of them waiting. When they talk about, oh, I'm single, yeah, that mean they fucking. That's all that means. That's all that means. I've been single for 5 years. Yeah, I've been fucking stray ass dogs for 5 years. That's what that means. I'm keeping it a buck, nigga. And I want the infamy. I want the infamy because I know the infamy is what has me closer to God, nigga. Fuck out of here. Ogun descended from the hill covered in fire and blood. I accept it. Understand. Do not think that I'm dependent on somebody liking me. You got the wrong one. New York taught me very well about that. We are very good as New Yorkers in accepting somebody not liking you. Who gives a fuck? I like me, nigga. And that's about all I need. Fuck out of here. Looking for no fucking fans. Fans is how you sell your soul, nigga. My soul ain't for sale. I don't sell the truth. Tell the truth, nigga. Venus conjunct Saturn, collectively, you're not gaining access into your ideals, Pisces, ideals, through DEI, through privilege, because you know a guy who knows a guy. Do you know who the president is now, nigga? Donald Trump. Yeah. America is red. The White House is red. So all this handout freebies, gimme, I'm entitled, oh, I'm black, so I should be at the front. Oh, the white man got his foot stepping on my neck and all this other stuff. Nah, that's a wrap. That's over with. If you want something, you gonna work for it. You gonna work damn hard for it, or you ain't gonna have it. And that's when the reality is gonna set in that these bitches have been lying. That's when the reality is gonna set in that these bitches is lying. Because it's not going to be easy to get bank loans like it used to, okay? Banks are very insecure right now about who they give loans to, all right? You want to get a loan to get a truck, a car, a house, or whatever else, okay? So that you could pull off a false, fake-ass status that's unattainable for you, but you want to pull it off through loans to make people think that you have obtained it. No, you ain't going to be able to do that no more. Nah. Banks are not going to be so freely given. They're not going to be trusting nobody in the future. And we in the future. Don't think that that's far away. Nigga, I'm talking about now. Aquarius, future, nigga. Pay attention. Square your head on. Sit up straight. Stop picking your fucking nose. What, am I talking to myself? Yeah, talking to you. That's over with. Laying on your back, fucking and sucking for shits and giggles, don't care about the consequences. No, bitches is going to be scared to get pregnant now because abortion is going to be a questionable option as well, a questionable opportunity as well. And guess what? The people are going to give pushback. You start telling people you had abortion, ain't nobody going to be clapping for you and cheerleading you. People going to be judging you. That consciousness has already been released, criticized, and judged in the ethereal, in the ether. This is what I'm telling you. The culture is different now. Nobody's going to be hand clapping for you to be devious, to be predators as attractive females. Attractive females now are known as predators. Yeah, and it's the dummies. It's the dumb niggas with cones on their head. The slow niggas. Those are the ones who getting hemmed up and caught up with these fine broads. Because the fine bitches is the devils. Those are demons. Those are wicked ones. Those are ones who got the curses for you. Those are ones who lead you straight to the hellfire. And anybody paying attention with 2 cents to rub together in their head, they know this to be the truth. They confirm it. They see it. Come on, man. We in a different world. The status you will get is what you work for. You ain't got a job, you're not generating money. Yeah, you're going to be homeless, sitting on somebody's couch, move in with your sister, move in with your brother. So the way that females have taught the world to treat relationships, okay, their favorite line, especially with the African-American female, her favorite line, cut them off, block them, delete them. Cut them off, block them, delete them, cut them off, block them, delete them. That's what they love to do because they're too lazy to work relationships out. They lack the maturity to work relationships out. They lack the discipline and accountability to work relationships out, so they burn bridges instead. They divide the blood. They separate and go. They put no effort. Now you have to care about your relationships. And you also have to care about your spending habits. Females are the greatest consumers in the world. African Americans are the greatest consumers in the world. And yes, you nailed it. African American females are the greatest consumers in the world. People think I'm just picking on them. No, this is facts, nigga. This shit is real. Greatest consumers in the fucking world. The consumer culture now comes to crisis with Saturn. Consumerism. You will not obtain your ideal through consumerism. Why? Because it disagrees with the principle of being realistic. It disagrees with the idea of authenticity. You don't have to be get into the spirit of consumerism to be happy, to be fulfilled. The fifth house is happiness and fulfillment. Happiness and fulfillment is not in consumerism. It's not in any behavior or action that is demonic, wicked, or dysfunctional. Because the fifth house represents the heart. It represents the Christ impulse. It represents the kingdom of heaven. It is that which you obtain through righteous means. Understand? Not through wicked, trifling ass means. No. Buy. Buy happiness. Buy status. Buy. Spend. How much did that hairdo cost? Okay, times that by 12 months. How much did the nails cost? Okay, times that by 4 weeks and then time that by 12 months. Come on, man. How much money you spending? And then you want to bring a man into your life who got a certain status, 6 figures and all this other stuff, so you can put the burden of your addictive spending habits on him. These delusional ass bitches out here, oh, what do you like to do? What's your hobby? Oh, I like shopping. Bitch, that's not a fucking hobby. That's an addiction. It's a problem, and you need help for it. I wouldn't tell nobody. You didn't say nothing like sewing, I like painting, I like singing, I like gardening. You know what I mean? They don't say that stuff. I like shopping and I like traveling. In other words, you just an unrealistic, ridiculous burden and expense is what you are. I like traveling, I like shopping. These bitches have nothing original to say. Dizzy ass bitches. Dizzy. The excess is gone now. All right? You better learn how to be a minimalist. Learn how to count your pennies. Learn how to be responsible. Learn how to pull back. Learn how to find happiness, joy, and fulfillment in that which matters. You have to take what you value and transfer it to that which is everlasting, that which is of spirit. And what is everlasting of spirit, for example, is the contentment of looking at your mother's face, the contentment of buying a meal and sharing it with your brother, the contentment of getting a bicycle for your little kid and watching them, have fun on it. You know what I mean? The things that you cannot buy, the contentment of being healthy, getting up off the couch and exercising, eating healthy. You know what I mean? The contentment of learning how to maintain peace between blood, kith and kin, trust. Exposing yourself to experiences that enlighten you, or that opens your mind, that gives depth to your heart and your emotions. This isn't done by going to clubs, by going to restaurants. You have to stop following females. You have to stop listening to females. You got to stop listening to females. Get females' perception, thought process, ideals. Get it out your fucking fucking head, because that's how you get back to God. You get back to God by stop listening to females. Understand? They will trick you into thinking happiness is spending money somewhere, blowing the bank somewhere, outings that cost ridiculous amounts of money, restaurants, and places where status can be proposed. You can find happiness walking at a pond, at a fucking lake, going fishing, listening to some Marvin Gaye while you fish. Try that one day. Yeah. Go fishing, playing some Marvin Cease. You know what I mean? Some Al Green or something while you fish. Have your beer. If you do that, have your blunt, a cigar, I don't know, a smoothie, whatever you do. The conversations that you have, because your heart is clear enough to have conversation. Sit back and touch the earth, touch the dirt. But you want these females that's scared to even get dirt on them. They don't want no dirt on their hand. They don't want to sit down on a rock. Yeah, you're doing it to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. Anyway, collectively, the gravy train stops, as I was saying. Everybody gonna work for what the fuck they think they gonna obtain, all right? You gonna get your ass up and you gonna work. You gonna get your trifling ass up and you gonna work for what the fuck you say you want and what you're gonna obtain. You're not gonna be some fucking predator walking around here peeping through the damn bushes at some dumb ass nigga that's gonna save you. Some goofy ass nigga looking for love that's gonna save you. No, you're gonna get your ass up and you're gonna work. The reality that you create, that's what you have to make happiness out of. Saturn is where you find yourself in a restricted circumstance. But in that restricted circumstance, here comes Venus, which means I have the option, I have the choice to make this pleasurable as I work through it, to make it enjoyable as I work through it. And no, it should not cost money. No, it does not mean to buy a whole bunch of stuff. It means listening to yourself, considering your fifth house, and considering your natal Venus placement. Between your fifth house and your natal Venus placement, you can come to the understanding of what you need to do to make your struggle, your striving, your efforts pleasurable as you work to obtain your goals and objectives. Make it pleasurable. Bless yourself. If we can learn to stop following the leadership of females, we will be so successful. Because the voice of females take you away from God. Specifically, I'm talking about these liberal females who are out here without a compass. Wasn't raised with no damn daddy. Promiscuous. Very attractive. Dolled up. The extras. Lots of followers and attention. They will lead you straight to hell. Pay attention to what's going on and align with it. All it means with Venus coming into Saturn, you have to make your character and the infrastructure of your day your strategy to success. Not manipulation, not getting by, not handouts, not what somebody else got or what somebody else could do for you. Do for self. Do for self. It doesn't mean to reject help when help is available. It doesn't mean not to ask for help. But we're not going to use anybody. We're not going to manipulate. Understand? So this is the focus for now on. This especially speak to collectively DEI is no longer going to be a thing. All right? Manipulating the system with your ghetto ass is no longer going to be, it's going to be a tradition that ends. It's no longer going to be a tradition. And I say a tradition because Mars is in Cancer. That means it's being programmed out of the blood as a tradition collectively in the society. It no longer will be a part of society. Lyndon B. Johnson's idea is now over.